Once again, a very warm welcome to you. We start with news just in. Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan has confirmed that SAA will have to go through a radical restructuring process to ensure its financial and operational sustainability. In a statement, Gordhan says there is no other way forward as the struggling airline cannot continue in its current form. He says last month's strike by unions Numsa and South African Cabin Crew Association has caused immense damage to the reputation, operations and deterioration of the finances of SAA. He says over the past few days, there has been intense discussions with lenders to secure the necessary funds to cover the operation and structural transition over the next few months. Gordhan, however, stresses that SAA remains open for business and has urged South Africans to support the airline in its efforts to restore sales, confidence and rebuild revenues in the shortest possible time. Well, Numsa could not be reached for comment. However, for reaction, we are joined on the line by the President of the South African Cabin Crew Association, Zazi Sibanyoni-Mugambi. A very good evening to you. Thank you very much for joining us on News at 9.
Good evening. You're welcome.
Now, can we just start with, reaction from your side? The Minister saying that he has confirmed, rather, that SAA will be undergoing radical restructuring. What do you make of this, and what do you understand by this term of radical restructuring?
I mean, we have no idea. As unions, we have obviously not been consulted on this restructuring. Last we heard on Friday at 4 o'clock, employees and everyone was told together at SAA at 4 p.m. We waited and we're still waiting for this announcement that was supposed to take place on Friday. So this is the first we're hearing about it as unions. And, we obviously have to be consulted on this particular matter. And I must say, as SACCA and Numsa, we do not appreciate being scapegoated for years of mismanagement and looting and complete corruption at SAA, just due to a strike that we were trying to actually save this airline. And the task team has been established, and if the minister is serious about turning SAA around, they need to come to the table and let's all work to fix SAA. But to blame a strike for an airline that's been in tatters for the last decade is incorrect, and we will not be scapegoated like that.
Yeah, Mrs. Mugambi, I think you knew what my next question was going to be. In fact, I was going to ask you the fact that, we hear that, part of the statement released by the minister says that Numsa and SACCA caused immense damage to SAA's reputation and operations during this time. We did see a lot of people struggling, to get onto flights and so forth. Is there any sort of accountability, perhaps from your side as SACCA, to take accountability for anything that happened during this time, during the strike? Or do you see this as a direct blame for what's happening now?
Strike action is our right. And also, please remember that we were raising issues for many, many years on the corruption at SAA. No one has bothered to listen or act on this corruption. Even the statement by the minister doesn't actually deal with the corruption and the mismanagement of SAA. It's basically dealing with the restructuring process. And we believe that if you don't deal with these evergreen contracts and the blatant corruption that's taken place at SAA, we're going nowhere very slowly. So our strike, we were acting as employees and unions to try and save SAA. So the accountability we'll take is the fact that we had to go out on the streets in order for action to take place. And we are waiting for that task team to take place. We are waiting to be consulted on the restructuring. And also, we know we've got some of the best cabin crew, some of the best pilots. And the damage that we caused, what did we cause by going on strike action to talk about corruption? That needs to be spoken about more. And we believe that it's not. And we're waiting for this task team to take place so that we can address these issues of mismanagement.
Just let me ask you this. Are you at all surprised by today's statement by the minister? Did this take you by surprise?
Yeah, we were still waiting. We all still on standby at SAA, and all of a sudden there's this press statement. So, of course it did. But we obviously open to talk. We are open to engage. We are stakeholders. We believe SAA is a great airline. And we absolutely agree with the fact that SAA is a good airline and it needs to be supported by South Africans at large. But South Africans must also assist us as unions to try and clean it up. It needs to be a clean, well-run organization for it to be sustainable. And that is what we are pushing for as SACCA and Numsa.
All right. And as SACCA and Numsa, what's a no-go for you in this radical restructuring process?
I mean, look, SAA has spoken about strategic equity partners. We've asked many a time what that actually means in tangible terms. We haven't received a firm answer on that. Now, there's talk of a restructuring. I mean, we can't comment until we understand what it actually means. They need to sit down, consult unions, and so that we can understand, how that affects our members at large. We know the unemployment rate is high. If it means they're going to be cutting a whole lot of jobs, we've made our statement on that very clear. We believe that there are highly paid managers that are paid exorbitant rates. Those are the people that the contract should be looked at. And we want to talk to the minister, and we want to fix SAA. And yes, people should fly SAA. We absolutely agree with that.
All right. Thank you so very much for giving us your time. That's Zazi Sibanyoni-Mugambi. That's the president of the South African Cabin Crew Association, of course, saying that the unions are at this point waiting for answers. And of course, the minister will be speaking to the media from tomorrow.